Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CueShow Podcast. I'm so glad you're tuning in again. In our very first episode, we talked about Cuesoft and the vision behind what Cuesoft is building. And today, we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting spaces of Cuesoft, which is CueLab. CueLab is a community of builders, talk of developers, designers, and innovators who are passionate about creating AI driven solutions and contributing to open source. Joining me today is Mr. Mubin. He would be my co moderator for today's episode. Hi, Mr. Mubin. How are you today?
Hello, Bolanle. Thank you for the introduction. It's Mubin. You keep pronouncing it Mubin, but it's Mubin. And thank you all for joining in today. We're glad to have you tune in with us from wherever you are in the world. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing with the managing director of CueLabs, our very own Olaife Olawori. Is a senior software engineer with over 10 years of experience, and he will be talking to us about what it takes to be a great software engineer and what QLabs is generally about and what to expect if you're a member of the QLabs community. I also have with me Mr. Ibukondaro, the CEO of Cuesoft, Mr. Ayofe Oluwa, who is a senior AI engineer. And finally, our speaker, Mr. Olawori Olaife. Can you hear us, Mr. Ife? Please introduce yourself.
I can hear you. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Yeah, thank you, everyone. I've been right now is Olaipe. I'm the managing director for Pillars, and this is my honor to be here with you guys.
Okay, thank you for the wonderful but brief introduction. All these tech bros, all these rich Nigerian tech bros, that's how they are. They don't like to say too much. So we'll just get straight into it. Just briefly, straight from my heart, like if assuming I'm a novice and I'm just hearing about QLabs for the first time, how would you paint that exciting picture to me as a first timer? What would you say QLabs is all about?
Okay. So QLabs. So QLabs is basically a department under QShow, right? So it's like a child under QShow, basically. So what QLabs is all about is basically when you hear QLabs, just imagine building cool stuff. Yeah. Building solutions for everything you can think about. Everything is possible, everything should be doable, right? So CueLabs is like a community of builders. So we bring together people in the tech ecosystem, be it developers, be it designers, technical writers, project managers, everything you can think of, basically. So it's just a community of people that come together and decide, okay, there's a problem, we should build a solution for that problem. And then we just get right into it. So when you think QLab, you just think a laboratory of sorts where research and development goes on. But in terms of building cool stuff to solve immediate problems in maybe your communities, but these are solutions that can also, compete worldwide, basically. So when you hear QLab, you just think building, how to build cool stuff. I go to the lab, basically.
That brings me to the next question, which is what prompted QLab? I mean, what gap did you see that made you start this community?
To be honest, I think it all started with a conversation, so to speak. So, group of us, guys, we're talking about it. Ibuko, the CEO, a couple of us, we're talking about some issues we've seen with people starting out in their tech journey, their building journey, basically. And then I realized that life is hard for junior people, basically. And these people have like so much they want to give, so much they want to learn, but there was no platform for them to do that, so to speak. So basically, we just thought, okay, so what can we do to like bridge this gap between these builders and the actual thing they should be building, the actual people they should be building for also, so to speak. And so we decided to like create a platform, a community where these people can come together, take their skills, no matter how little. So in QLabs, any skill whatsoever you have is usable, right? Because they are like project tasks that range from absolute beginner to like extra 10x engineers, right? So whoever you are, whatever you are, whatever you do, this is a place for you to like form, a platform for you to build, reach out to people, network with them, learn from them. So usually you tell a junior person, let's pick a junior developer for instance, that okay, to get this job, you need a certain number of experience. I mean, to get that experience, they need to get a job, right? So we decide, okay, let's give people this experience by inviting them to build open source projects, build projects that they can see work in real life. They can also add to their portfolio, and they can also network with like people in the industry that have done great things, like senior people in the industry, and then learn from them. Yeah. So that was why we just decided to start this community where they come, they learn, they build, they network, they grow their career in the process.
That's quite intriguing. What sets QLabs apart? How does it differ from all the other communities we would have, you know? So what's the major thing about QLabs that makes it different?
So I would say what sets us apart is there are the problems we face initially when we started this. Right? People want to build, but also people don't exactly have the. People also want to get something for building. They also want to, they need to feel like this thing I'm building, I'm getting something in return, right? So instead of the usual, come do this, then all you are getting is just the name experience, right? There are like a ton of things to get in Killers, right? So we're talking, for starters, you can win stuff just by building in Killers, right? You can get jobs by building in Killers. Like I'm talking international jobs. We place multiple people on the labs. We place them in international roles, right? I think the last one we placed a few months ago went from absolute beginner to a role worth close to like £800 or so. When you contribute, we can recommend you to our partners. I mean, of course, there's work to be done. But saying at the end of this work, there are results for you to get, right? You can, there are people you would necessarily not meet, I mean, in public, maybe by virtue of where you are at in your career. In the labs, you talk to these people day by day, like they are basically your colleagues. You are building together. And these people treat you like we are colleagues. We are building a project together. We are the same task. So you talk to them, they tell you, oh, do it this way, do it that way. Like you have access to top tier engineers. You have access to engineers on your spectrum, your level. You have access to people in other fields, basically. So like there's a whole wide array of things to get from the community. You are not just getting one thing. It's not like you are doing things, you are getting money. Just that. And like you are getting incentives, you win stuff, you are getting prizes, you are getting job opportunities, you are getting access to information like you would normally not expect or normally not have access to, basically. So we're taking like all of that package and bringing it together in one place, in one community. So there's like a single source of truth where you get all of these things at the same time, basically. But I feel that's what makes us unique compared to like maybe other people that maybe doing something for starters or doing something for beginners.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
Mr. Ife. Thank you very much for that. So speaking of projects, can I ask that?
So I would like to ask, what kind of projects are you building at QLabs? What are the problems you're solving? Can you share some of the ideas with us?
Okay, so there are like a couple of projects we're building. Okay, there's one, there's a fashion design project, so to speak, AI driven fashion design project. It's called Apple. That's currently ongoing in the lab, right? So basically, the idea is to use AI. Oh, and I need to mention we're very AI centric in the QLabs protocol. So as much as possible, we try to incorporate this into whatever we're building because as we all know, that's like the flow of tech right now. So basically, Apparel is a fashion design application that takes measurement for you, so to speak. So that's one we focus.
Sorry to cut you off, Mr. Ife. I will just maybe be a bit more specific. Like, when I mean like ideas, maybe like developer tools for businesses, for
Oh, okay.
enterprises, for things like that.
Yeah, we have an ERP system that we're building for enterprises that's currently going ongoing in the lab. Basically for small, medium-sized enterprises, an ERP system that's currently ongoing in the lab. Within that, we also have projects in the sector of education. So we have an AI tool that we are building for students, so to speak, right? So students basically we found out that the learning level of students or users vary greatly. So why don't we build a tool that basically personalizes this learning uh, pattern of this student? So it personalizes a learning pattern, learning content for the student, depending on that particular student. So as opposed to the generic traditional education system where you just have a one size fits all curriculum, right? So for this student, based on the student's assimilation stage, based on the student's technical know-how, basically, the update the curriculum based on the person's interaction with it. So we have tools in the education sector, we have tools in the business sectors, ERP systems that we're building. We have tools in the fashion industry that we're building for fashionista. Uh, we have tools in the tech in the I mean for techies like deep techies. We're talking infrastructure tools, metrics tools, monitoring tools, basically. So like they're like variety of tools, different platforms, different sectors that are being built for each.
Yeah, so QLabs is something that really excites me as well. Uh,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's something I'm looking forward to. Like I've been looking forward to it for months, years, even. It's like the end goal
Taking
of
to me in this
Cuesoft, so to
analysis.
speak. This, if you remember our past episodes, and we spoke about Cuesoft being a center of innovation. This is very key to that aspect of the company being a center of innovation, because the the vision for Q Lab is to be a place where think tanks, people who are very passionate about building stuff. So it's not something I feel is in the long run going to be limited to just writing software. Like software for us is just a tool. AI being the trending thing right now. Like it's the hot cake right now. So it's just one
Yeah.
of these tools that we are employing to like get us to that point where we kind of create this environment, an enabling environment for young people and even older people as well. Like if you're into building interesting things, like we're starting with software right now, but the vision is for us to get to a point where we go into the electrical stuff, like building real things, applying that the software with the hardware and building things like drones. Also with the Talent Academy, we spoke about working with businesses like agriculture
Yeah.
and things like that. So we see a future whereby we'll be able to combine that software expertise with other aspects as well. And to do that, we're going to need to collaborate with other fields, robotics, and different things. So it's not just going to be AI. This is just like a starting point. It's going to get very exciting very fast. We are currently working on the QLabs platform, which is this gamified way of contributing to open source, where you come on board, you join our QLabs platform, and we've done it in such a way that we keep it engaging. So some of the challenges we faced in the past with CueLabs was, I mean, it's a very unusual thing for Nigerians. Like when we talk about
Yeah.
just writing code for free, and
It's on. Yeah.
yeah, it's unheard of. So we struggle with that when we say, oh, contribute to this, like they don't see any monetary value in it. So we're trying to push for this,
Incentives.
yeah, for this incentive and this mindset shift that
Mm,
there can be things you can get from contributing to open source. Like
open source.
virtually everything you use is open source. Like pretty much
Yeah.
everything you use
True.
to write your code, where you just go online and you type npm install. That's open source. So
It's open source. Yeah.
you have to do it. And the advantages of doing open source, even for you personally, you can build your own portfolio, you get expertise, you get exposure, you work with different people,
Exposures.
and yeah, you put it on your portfolio, like, oh, I worked on this, I contributed to this. There are even visa applications for the UK Global Talent, where it's a prerequisite for you to, is one of the prerequisites. There are different tracks that you can pursue. You could pursue the journals, like maybe you've written papers, you've published an article, or you contribute to open source. That's how important it is to do. And I always talk about how the people across the oceans, like foreigners, they understand the importance of these things that we do not seem to just get. That this is
Yeah.
very, very important for you to cultivate a culture where you just build. So that's the vision we have. We want it to be an environment for people to come and build stuff. But we also know that people are hesitant, and we are creating some kind of incentive for people. So you can go to our platform, QLabs.Cuesoft.io, CueLabs.Cuesoft.io. And we call it QLabs because it's in the name. The Q, like we've explained in previous episodes, is the cue ball analogy. And then we have the labs, like there are multiple labs. Like we want it to be kind of different labs. So we have the Q Prize lab, we have the Aparu lab, we have the Upstart lab. These are, think of it like labs is like an industry. So we have a industry for fintech, we have industry for observability, we have industry for fashion. So these are the different labs, and we can think of it as like research labs. So and to have incentives, we've gamified it. So we have a currency, we call it Qs. The more you contribute, yeah, Qs. The more you contribute to the community, the more you earn these Qs, and the more you can use it to redeem prices like MacBooks, iPads, AirPods, and different things. It depends on how you
Interesting.
want to contribute. The higher you contribute, the more item, the value of the item you can redeem. So that's the plan for QLabs. And it's still in the early stages. We're going to push it. We're going to keep growing it. So it becomes this very, very interesting and very engaging community for developers. Don't think of it as this is another job or this is just another platform. Like we're just here to have fun. Like that's it. We're
Build
here to
stuff.
have fun and build stuff, cool stuff. It's going to be interesting if you make it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually answered most of my questions because I was going to ask who this was for, who is invited to the party. Must I be like a very good developer, or I could be a newbie, Who I was going to ask who it's
Yeah.
available to.
It's for everyone. You can contribute even as a lawyer. Like for us in the company, we've even made it in such that our lawyer is now a programmer because she uses GitHub, and you work on the terms and conditions using GitHub. You open a pull request, so that's it. So as a lawyer, you can contribute to our terms and conditions and send a PR.
Yeah.
and you get paid basically. And as a designer, we have the Figma files, even if it's just design a button. So the way it works like a bounty system. So think of yourself as these bounty hunters. Basically, that's what the platform is about. You have this marketplace, you have the central hub where we create the bounties. So you can see a bounty that, oh, I can close out this bounty. Maybe it's update the README for this repo. You can do the repo update, send a PR. When it gets accepted, you get to redeem your reward. So as a lawyer, as a designer, as a data scientist, front end, back end, even as a farmer, you can contribute to the requirement documentation and you get paid for doing that. So it's limitless. And going even further than that, the plans for CueLabs are big. Think of it as a place where even in the future, people can come and it becomes a standard for recruiting people. So think of it as your text, your test gorilla, your qualified that people use to send in recruitment, assessment, and things like that. So inside of QLabs, you can contribute, you can grow your profile, and recruiters can use this as a tool to like find people who are really good in what they do. So there's a leaderboard, there's a ranking system as well. So you can come on board and check out, oh, this is a very good front-end engineer, is ranked number 2 in the country or in the continent. And
in
then
the country.
it makes even recruiting easier for you. So think of it as being in the future a standard for people recruiting. So it's a lab. It's a lab where you grow your skills, you build your portfolio, and you also get jobs. Because it's also very crucial for us as well, because we use the Q Labs to recruit to get people to work with our clients. So that's the structure of the company, right? Like we create stuff for
Yeah.
ourselves. Like we build solutions to solve our own problems that we faced in the past, which is the
That's
very first thing as an entrepreneur. Like you have to solve a problem, and you as yourself,
yes.
you also have problems. So if you can solve a problem for yourself, you can solve it for other people as well, and maybe make some money out of it. Yeah.
It's quite you've explicitly laid out all the major points of my questions, and I would just like to ask a few more. Like, I know there's no journey without audios. Like, you definitely would have experienced some challenges in the past. So, what are they, and how did you like overcome them? And then the second question would be, what are the success metrics for you? Like, if you would say, "Oh, QLabs is successful," what would it mean, like, to you personally? Did you get that?
Right. So yeah, some of the challenges we faced, they're very, very many. We've had to change the mode in which we execute some of the things we do. And in the past, we've had to like take on interns, right? Just to kickstart several things. And that was the beginning of the Talent Academy and the Q Labs even. And some of the challenges we faced back then was because we were working remotely. And I mean, the interns would struggle with electricity. I mean, we're in Nigeria, so electricity, data, and things like that. So the way we solved this in during that period, during that stage of the labs, was to actually give them stipends like every month. We'll pay for the data just to assist the interns so they can contribute and learn. And some of them, like within months, got jobs. Like nearly all the interns we took in during that period are doing very, very well. Some are heading at currencies now. So
Were
the
they only
program works.
from Nigeria,
Yeah,
or
I
did
mean,
we
they were
have foreign
from
interns?
anywhere. Yeah, we had foreign. We had people from Kosovo. We had from Nepal. We had from India. I think we had someone from the Philippines. So it was open to everybody. Like We even like you can see some of the swags that we're wearing now, like this. Some of them we had to even send. So these are some of the benefits we give. We actually sent some of the hoodies and the t-shirts all over the world. So yeah, it has been a fun journey.
Nice. The second question was about metrics, and maybe I should just chip in the last question, which would be: is CueLabs looking for like collaborators, in any form? Maybe someone that can help assist in any way to, you know, make this whole thing a huge success. And yeah, what would the success of QLabs mean to you on a personal level? Would it be the people impact, or the projects that are able to come out of QLabs, etc.?
Yeah, it'll be a national level metric whereby people who are associated with the Q labs are contributing on a national stage. What do I mean by that? Like the people we've been able to like groom and mentor can invent something, maybe a drone system for agriculture in Nigeria. I think that's when I would say, yeah, this has been successful because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do, it goes beyond the the software, the open source, the AI. It's a mindset shift. Is we want to be able to let people know, like growing up in Nigeria and growing up in Africa, to know that you can build things as well. You don't have to be consumers. Right. So when that sinks in, then I would say, yeah, the program has succeeded. You can build stuff by yourself on this continent. You can build things by yourself. So then I would know, yeah, we've succeeded. Until then, like we might have one person, two people, 10 people contribute. It doesn't matter until that mindset shift happens.
That's quite a good one, because yeah, at the end of the day, it's the people that matter. We could have all the fancy tools and everything, but impacting the lives of the average Nigerian, average African, just making sure they have, really meaningful contributions to the society. I think that's actually a very good one. So yeah, is there any questions from Balanle? And do we have any questions from our
Yes,
listeners?
please. So thank you very much, Mr. Bukun, for stepping in. You have actually answered most of the questions that I have, but then there's this one question that I want to ask. You have already spoken about it, but then I actually hope and feel that it would be nice, or I feel like it would be great if we can just make it in simpler words and all of that. So you have talked about what the values and everything QLab aims to offer, and a lot of exciting plans that QLab has for its members and all of that. But I want us to flip it around a bit, and then I want to ask that in simpler words, what is in it for contributors, like the members? How exactly do they benefit?
I didn't get that. What do the individuals benefit?
Yes.
Right. I mean, yeah, right now we're in a live stream and we're having so many technical challenges. Why do you think that is? Why? Because there's a server somewhere in the US where we need to send in data first and then it comes back to Nigeria. I don't think that's why it's very crucial. Like it's a mindset change that needs to happen. That's not okay. Why does it have to go all the way to the US? Do you know that every time you access a website, you're actually going through the Atlantic Ocean to a server somewhere in LA or somewhere else, and then you get it back? Or why do you think that data is more expensive in Nigeria than it is in the US? Or why do you think my MacBook costs more in Nigeria than it does in the US? So, what are the benefits? You need to think deep about that. What are the benefits of being able to write your own software, to be able to build your own computers and build your own things here. One day, like someone could just turn off your internet for an whole continent, and then you're not able to access the internet. It's a much more deeper benefit than the surface level. Like you have to really think about it to see how no, it's not okay for things to be like the way they are. So we are at the mercy of certain people, so to speak. So the benefit for you is liberation and growth as a people and as individuals. So it starts from the individual, right? You're able to grow your mind, you grow your skill set, you get a good job, you improve your life, right? That's the benefit on an individual level. And then do that across, like I can tell you, some just by associating with Cuesoft, some people's lives have gone 360 degrees. Like if they had continued on the trajectory they were, they will not be where they are now. So on an individual level, it starts from there, right? That's your benefit. And then do that across 1,000 people. And you're going to see how it's going to improve the society over time. So you do that repeatedly over a very long period of time, and then you see how it's going to grow in your immediate community. You see, they say, if you're in the midst of uh, four fools, then you're the fifth fool. And then if you flip that as well, if you're in the midst of five smart people, then you're the fifth smart person. And then, so that's the problem we have in the country, right? We have so many smart people to put that in perspective. So that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to improve your level of thinking and see how the link between the individual success can also like cascade into other people's lives as well. But you have to have that at the back of your mind.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bikun, for that. If there's one thing that I got is that one of the things that members tend to benefit is building their skill sets, and which is like one of the major ways to start like the good foundation. So which brings me to my last question. Cool stuff. I also want to scale my skill set and also be in the same community with talented people. How do I get started? How do I become a member of QLab?
To get started is by simply joining our Discord and become an active member. You sign up on the CueLabs platform, QLabs.cuesoft.io. You sign up to be part of the community and you contribute actively.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibuko. Wonderful CEO. Think the request is still going to the United States and returning to Nigeria. That's why we're having a lot of issues today. And so right now we will be taking questions from our listeners. If you have any questions, please try to ask, and we will try our best to ask our speakers. So we'll just give like 5 minutes for people to ask questions. Thank you. So yeah, I was really interested in everything being said. My own idea of the Q Labs from everything I heard is just a people-driven, innovative community where people just come together, help out each other, learn cool stuff, build things, and make real impact on each other's lives. And it's something that propagates and, has an effect on every other person that is touched by that. And like the CEO said, if you have been a part of QSoft before, it's just natural. You don't return the same. You're not left the same. There's always an upgrade, an uplift in your life, either in your career or, on a personal level. And please don't forget to join us on our X accounts, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, and Facebook, etc. We are ready to listen to all your questions, your queries, and anything you might have for us. Please, if you're in the audience, we would like to have your questions. Okay, I think time's up. I would like to sincerely thank our speakers, Mr. Senior Software engineer, the managing director of CueLabs, Mr. Olawore Olaife, our able CEO, Mr. Ibuko Dairo, and our senior AI specialist all the way in the United States, Mr. Ayofe, managing director of Cuesoft Talent Academy. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the wonderful insights. I really enjoyed myself listening to you guys, and I've learned a lot. And a big appreciation to Bolanle as well, my co-host, for such a wonderful session. We hope to catch you guys here next time. Please don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. And yeah, please share with friends, tell people about Cuesoft. It's a really nice place to be. And we hope to have you on board in our Q Labs and in our Cuesoft Talent Academy. Thank you very much and do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye from the Q Show.
Bye.
Bye.